This week we dove into one of the most subtle but powerful aspects of mastery: clarity. Not just clarity of thought, but clarity of presence. The ability to see what is actually happening in the field instead of being swept away by noise, appearances, or impulses. We explored how clarity isn't just intellectual, it's energetic. When your signal is scattered, you miss the truth that's right in front of you. But when you align and pause, you cut through illusions and act with precision. Let's walk through what this week revealed day by day and tie the lessons together. Monday, seeing the field clearly. We began with stillness. The Buddhist teaching reminds us, when the mind is still, the truth appears. The Torah echoes, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." Why start with clarity? Because you cannot win a game you can't see. If your attention is scattered, your perception becomes distorted. Science backs this. Selective attention literally rewires how we experience reality. What you give attention to grows stronger, and what you ignore fades, even if it's essential. Think of how often you've missed something important because you were glued to your phone, distracted by an argument replaying in your mind, or overwhelmed by noise. In those moments, the field is still moving, but you're not seeing it. In the simulation, clarity isn't optional. It's survival. The clearer your focus, the more accurately the field responds. So we practiced cutting one distraction. Maybe it was silencing notifications for an hour. Maybe it was closing unnecessary tabs in your mind or on your screen. That small act of clearing noise revealed how much easier it is to see the truth of the moment. Clarity isn't about adding more data. It's about removing the clutter so the signal shines. Tuesday, discernment over impulse. From clarity, we moved into discernment. Zen reminds us, between stimulus and response, there is a space. And the Quran guides, and do not follow that of which you have no knowledge. This is the art of the pause. Impulse feels powerful in the moment. You get triggered, you react, you spend energy, but how often does that impulse lead to regret? Science shows the limbic system hijacks decision-making when we're stressed or provoked. Without a pause, we run scripts instead of making choices. In the simulation, every wrong move begins with rushing. Every precise move begins with a pause. This week, we practiced just one pause, one moment of breathing before replying to that message, one moment of reflection before hitting send or making a decision. That space was enough to shift from impulse to discernment. Discernment isn't hesitation, it's clarity in action. It means asking, is this the move that serves the field, or is it just me reacting to pressure? When you learn to pause, you don't just control yourself, you change the outcome of the entire interaction. Wednesday, truth cuts through appearance. Next, we face the challenge of appearances. Zen says, the finger pointing to the moon is not the moon. The Bible adds, man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Appearances are powerful. They grab attention, they sway emotions, they manipulate. Science shows our subconscious often forms judgments in milliseconds, and those judgments can be wildly inaccurate. But truth has a way of revealing itself if you know where to look. In the simulation, the field doesn't care about the costume, it cares about the core. Someone can smile while betraying you. A situation can look promising, but carry hidden traps. On the other hand, something that looks ordinary can hold real treasure. This week, we practiced looking past the mask, not stopping at the performance, the words, the surface signals, but asking, what's the essence? What's the heart of this? That small shift of focus often reveals contradictions. The tone doesn't match the words. The energy doesn't match the expression. That's the field telling you, pay attention. Learning to see through appearance saves energy, prevents deception, and aligns you with truth faster than logic alone ever could. Thursday, silence as a weapon of clarity. Thursday brought us into silence. Taoist wisdom says, in silence, the mind regains balance. The psalmist echoes, be still and know that I am God. Silence isn't absence, it's reset. Science confirms, moments of silence calm the nervous system, reset reactive loops, and restore prefrontal clarity. In the simulation, noise scatters your signal. Silence sharpens it. This week, we tested the discipline of holding silence in one moment where we would usually fill space. Instead of rushing to answer, we waited. Instead of reacting to pressure, we breathed. That silence spoke louder than words. When you can hold silence, you disarm noise. You reclaim control of timing. You remind the field, I am not rushed, I am not scattered, I am present. Silence is one of the most underrated weapons of clarity. It doesn't fight, it clears the fog so truth can be seen. Friday, alignment is the highest sight. Finally, we closed with alignment. Buddha said, "The way is not in the sky, the way is in the heart." The Quran states, "This is the path of your Lord, perfectly straight." Alignment is the highest form of clarity. You can't see clearly outside if you're divided inside. Science shows coherence between heart and mind improves resilience, decision-making, and perception. In the simulation, alignment is like switching from static to signal. Suddenly the field responds, opportunities appear, patterns connect. This week we asked, am I aligned? Are my thoughts, words, and actions pointing in the same direction? Because when they do, clarity follows. Alignment is not about being perfect, it's about being whole. And when you're whole, the field reveals itself to you. Lessons from the week. So what did week 19 show us? Clarity begins by cutting noise, not adding more. Discernment is the pause that saves energy. Appearances can mislead, but truth reveals itself to those who look deeper. Silence is not weakness, it is reset and clarity regained. Alignment is the highest form of sight. When you're whole, the field becomes clear. Together, these lessons create a powerful discipline, the art of seeing reality as it is, not as noise or impulse tries to make it. This week wasn't just about vision, it was about energetic vision. The ability to hold stillness, to pause, to see essence, to wield silence, and to live in alignment. In a noisy world, clarity is rebellion. In a reactive world, discernment is strength. And in a field filled with illusions, truth is your only compass. You practiced it in small ways this week, turning off one distraction, holding one silence, pausing once before acting. But these small acts are how clarity grows, and clarity is how mastery begins. You don't just move through the simulation more effectively when you see clearly. You change the simulation itself. This is transcendent reality. Live the code.